What's up guys, here I'm going to do another Call of Duty Advanced Warfare video, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about resolution for the Xbox One. So, as we all know, the PlayStation 4 and PC are running at 1080p. You can play PC at like 4K and stuff if you want, but the PS4 is running at native 1080p, and every Call of Duty game since I think Call of Duty 4 has been 60 frames per second, so that won't change. That's been one of Call of Duty's philosophies, is that the game needs to always be 60 frames per second. And so last year for Call of Duty Ghosts, the game ran at 720p native on the Xbox One, but it was upscaled to 1080p on the Xbox One. So if you don't know what this means, it means that the game is originally 720p, but what upscaled means is it's basically just stretched to 1080p. So it's not true 1080p, but everything looks stretched and a little bit fuzzier since it's not a true 1080p. So that's what Call of Duty Ghosts ran on the Xbox One. It ran at 720p at 60 frames per second. So someone on Twitter, his name is Electric Jock, he asks Michael Condrey, will Advanced Warfare have a higher resolution than Ghosts? And to that, Michael Condrey replied, yes, higher resolution on the Xbox One than Ghosts. So this means that no matter what, we'll be getting something better than 720p. And since he said it's higher, it won't be 720p. So will they be able to get the game to 1080p on the Xbox One? I doubt it. But at the same time, you never know. The console's been out for quite a while now, plus the developers have had their hands on before, the console even released. So they have time to, develop everything for it. And so if it was true 1080p, I really think that Activision or Sledgehammer Games would have said, or Michael Condrey would have just said, yes, Xbox One, 1080p, instead of just saying, yes, it's a higher resolution than it was on Ghosts. So, at the E3 build of the game was running at around 900p, so it basically means that it wasn't, 720p, so it wasn't that bad, but then at the same time, it wasn't 1080p, so 900p isn't the best, but at the same time it's still a step up from 720p. So say if you compared 720p to 920 or 900p, then you would definitely notice a difference. But that was the E3 build, and that was a while ago. Plus, even at the E3 build, there was still some stuttering and stuff like that. And if you watched any videos on YouTube, YouTube caps all videos for the time being at 30 frames per second. So even if you record a video or a game or something like this, or the game runs at 60 frames per second, any videos you see on YouTube of it are all 30 frames per second. So it makes it look a little bit smoother. So you wouldn't notice all these little lag spikes and all these things. But if you were to actually see the game without YouTube's filtering and all this stuff, and at 30 frames per second, if you were to watch it at true 60 frames per second, you would definitely notice some frame rate drops and everything like that. So E3 was back in June, so that was over 3 months ago. Do you think that Sledgehammer Games be able to reach at least maybe 900p on the Xbox One? Maybe. And keep in mind that the actual reveal trailer and all the gameplay at E3 was recorded on an Xbox One, so there's still room for improvement. If you're saying that the textures aren't that good, it's because it's running on the Xbox One. And I think that Sledgehammer Games really will be able to push it past 900p, but at the same time, Michael Condrey, if it was true 1080p, I think he would have just said it instead of saying, oh, it's a higher resolution than Ghost was on the Xbox One. I really wish he would have just like given us a definite number, but then again, Microsoft, if it's not 1080p, Microsoft probably wouldn't, want them to tell or want him to say anything about it since they have a contract with Activision. And yeah, so there you guys go. Tell me what you guys think of this in the comments down below, and also keep in mind that the game is also almost ready to be packaged up and everything finalized. That's what they're doing right now, is just finalizing everything and just doing like bug fixes, and after that they're going to be doing stuff for updates, so like a day one update when you put in the game, stuff like that. So all this stuff, the game's being almost finalized right now, and yeah, so tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think that it will be able to achieve 1080p? I doubt it, but at the same time, anything is still better than 720p on there. So it's still a step up from 720p. So tell me what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time.